Hi everyone, welcome back, and in this video I'll be giving you some information on the count statement. So this is a series of SQL fundamental tutorials, and in the previous videos I've taken a video on the select statement as well as the distinct statement. So I've just started it, so if you want to take a look at those two videos, then you can click on the links that I've provided in the description box. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So what is this count statement? So the count statement is used to return the number of rows that match a specific condition that is given. Okay, just simple as that. So if you see the syntax for the count statement, it's select count followed by the column name from table name. Now there is an alternate syntax also, so that is select count all star from table name. So if you've got to see the other two videos that I've taken previously, there we would mention the column name from the table name. But here you would have noticed by now is that the column name is encapsulated within parentheses in both the syntaxes. So the reason why is because count over here is a function. And as we know, maybe if you have done programming, you would have noticed that functions is the way you name functions is the function name followed by your parentheses which has the parameters within it. So over here the count actually acts on a particular parameter over here, which is the column name. So that's why column names are mentioned within parentheses. Okay, now let's get to see an example of how this count statement works. So let's take a table. So I have the sales table over here, and it has 3 columns with some rows filled with data. So now I'm going to execute this query of select count country from sales. So sales is my table and country is a column name. So I want to count the number of countries that I have. So if you see after executing this query, the result is going to be 4. Count is going to be 4 because the country column has 4 rows. Okay, so the result is 4. Now let's say that I'm going to use the alternate count query, which is select count all star from sales. So still my result is going to be 4. So the only difference is that I mention all star, which means all columns, instead of mentioning the individual columns. So if you noticed, irrespective of whichever query you're executing, the results is the same. So if it was this query, I get 4. If it's this query, it's 4. This is because no matter whichever column you take in a table, the rows are going to be the same number of rows. So if you see in this example, name, country and product, though the columns are different, still every column has the same amount of rows. So that's why the results are also the same. Okay. So now the best practices, just one simple one, is try avoiding to use the all star statement, the syntax, which is this one, and use the column name. So the reason why they say that it's good to use the column name into all instead of all star is because when you use all star and when you it's okay that you're not going to get any errors or anything, but in future when you want to backtrack what queries you had executed, you just want someone else wants to just read whatever you have kind of coded and retrieved. For more readability and understandability, when you put all star, people are not going to understand what were you actually trying to perform. But when you mention the column name over there, they are going to understand you were trying to perform a count on a particular field, on a particular column. So it's just a good practice, and for more readability and understandability, it's better to use the column name instead of all star. So let's get to see an example of how to use this count query. So I have a database over here with tables. So let's say I'm going to check out the city table, okay? And within the city table, I have columns over here. So let's say I want to check the count of the cities. So how many cities I have? So this was a previous statement that I've been executing. So I have this select, and now I need to mention count, and I need to mention the column. So what is the column over here that I want to count? It's city. And then from, what's my table name? So the table name is city. So I need to mention my table name. And now I'm going to execute this statement. So when I execute, I get the count as 600. So as I said, irrespective of you mentioning the column name or not, it's still going to give you the answer. So let's say I don't mention the city. I just want to mention all the column names in this particular table, city, it's still going to return 600 for me. So after executing it, and it retrieves 600 records again. So that's what I said. No matter what, whether you provide the column name or you provide the all star, it's going to be the same result. So I hope that you got some understanding. These are simple statements that anyone can understand and um, execute. Let's say that you're a business analyst and someone comes up to you and says they want the count of certain fields or they want the counts of certain entities, then you needn't rely on developers or any DB admins to get this information from you. You can just execute this query on your own and you can retrieve the results fast for your clients, your stakeholders. So these are some quick and nice to know queries in SQL that you can know. So I hope you got some information on this. You were able to grasp this easily. So if you like this video, please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.